Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready for Kangas to come back and join us. And it is game show time. And personally, this has been one of my favorite segments. So, Kangas, get in here, brother. Let's get the show on the road.
I won't make you wait any longer, Rafa. We'll get right into it. Pixel Perfect, round two for the day. Now, if in case you missed the first game or last week when we played this one, the way Pixel Perfect works is I've taken 6 screenshots from that last game in order to test the memory of my 2 casters and determine who can remember the game better. Also, Twitch chat, make sure that you're hopping in and giving your votes as well. Now, these range from 16-bit, if we can get that up on screen so the audience can see as well. 16-bit is worth 1 point. 8-bit is worth 2 points, and 1-bit, super blown up, pixelated, hard to tell what's going on, and I made sure that that's actually accurate this time around, because last round was a little too easy. That is worth 3 points. Now, Rafa, you are currently the point leader for the day. Congratulations on that, first of all. Yep, now you take your moment to boast, but I'm going to give this one to Joshi here to start it off. Joshi, you get the decision. Do you want to go first, or do you want to give Rafa first say and a chance to steal?
No, I'm going first. We gotta get it. I was just disgraced in my last showing, so now I gotta bring it back.
You were down, I think, 2 points at the end of the day. I don't remember the exact tally, and the points are totally serious in case anybody was wondering.
Yes.
But I believe it was close. It was close. So, Joshi, what do you want? 16-bit, 8-bit, or 1-bit?
Let's go 1-bit. We're feeling good. We're feeling good.
Okay, so I specifically remember hearing you challenge me on cast. Do you remember what your challenge was?
Yes, it had to do with when the Medjai's actually was built by Kenvi.
Okay, so tell me when this was.
What?
Since you think you're so smart, tell me when this was. Well, what's a 2-minute window for this?
This is so much more blurry than last time. Okay, so let's see. That's a void staff, and it looks like a book, and so it was definitely after the book was built, which we identified was about 19 to 20 minutes. I'm gonna guess that he finished this void staff between. I'm gonna go the same window actually, 25 to 27.
25 to 27. Final answer?
Yes. Final answer.
All right, now I'm gonna just give an audible drum roll since my mixer's not working too hot. And not bad, Joshi. That's actually correct. There's 26, a little after 26 minutes. This was the moment where he had 25 stacks on Medjai.
Yep.
He full maxed it out. So I knew that you took time for when he purchased it. I was like, all right, I'm going to throw him a loop. But it looks like your brain is too big. So 3 points.
I appreciate it.
3 points to Joshi.
Oh,
congratulations. Rafa, it is now your choice. You want to go for a 1-bit, or do you want an 8-bit or a 16-bit?
I have to go 1-bit, otherwise I'm going to fall behind the curve.
You have to go 1-bit! Okay,
Yeah.
I was hoping that this would happen in this order, because this is also hilarious. What is going on in this image?
Oh, this is when Kenvi, this is the first time or not the first time, but this is the second time that Kenvi dies, because he goes a little too hard in the paint, and he loses out on some stacks, but it's okay because they close out the game anyway. I think Team Liquid were desperate for a Baron, and so Kenvi just sniped out Harry. He's able to pick up 1, but then as he's chasing forward onto, I think it's Rhino, he gets showmakered, and then he gets flipped out.
I'm going to cut you off there, Rafa, because drum roll, you are absolutely correct. Good job. I was trying to throw a loop for y'all that I had 2 of the Medjai's, but yes, this was when he lost the stacks, but they won the game immediately after. So it's worth it. Kenvi had a really good performance in that game.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's the moral of the story here with those 2 1-bits.
Can be good.
But there's still 2 more categories, 8-bit and 16-bit. Joshi, you're tied 3-3. What you gonna go for?
Let's get the first 8-bit coming through. We gotta maintain our lead. Rafa caught up to us.
Y'all are going like out of order with these. This is hilarious. Usually it's meant to go the other direction, but this is 8-bit number 1. What is happening in this picture? You don't have to give a time window for the 8-bit and the 16-bits. I guess I didn't even make Rafa give a time window for his. But regardless, what's the context of this picture?
Mark knows. Oh no, that's bad. Okay, I'm trying to remember back to early.
Yeah, this one is
early in
skewed
the game.
towards Mark. He should get this one. You have 10 seconds.
I think this is when Kenvi is first trying. This is when Kenvi jumps onto Armeo's Diana, forces him back, and prevents him from ulting. And Armeo tries to get the one-person ult, but this is the first team fight where they get completely wiped.
Drum roll, and I think Rafa's voice says it all. Yes, this was the snipe.
Yes.
Yeah.
This play is
There it
when
is.
100 Thieves actually got a grasp on the game, and it was all off of this spear landing right there. That
Yeah.
was slick from Kenvi,
Yeah.
utilizing
As soon
choke
as I saw the spear particle, I was like, oh yeah, that's
yeah.
that's the
Yeah, it took me a
damn
moment
one
to remember.
Canyon Italy right there. Oh my god.
The only question for me was like, but which spear is it? He gets a lot of people killed in this part of the
He
jungle
does.
throughout this
He does.
game.
All right, Joshi's up to 5 points now. Rafa, do you answer with an 8-bit or do you go to 16-bit?
Yeah. Give me
8-bit.
the other 8-bit.
Okay, other 8-bit. You guys have been good this round. This has been fantastic. This
So
is
far,
another.
so far, so good.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it. What's happening here, Rafa? What is the context of this image?
Okay, so they're in the jungle. It's a gold card flying onto Harry, but I'm trying to remember. They're in the red buff quadrant. Where?
15 seconds.
I think this is where they initially tried to catch out Kenvi, and he almost gets caught out, but then Jimian locks down Harry in the pursuit afterwards, and they get a kill on Carry.
Okay. Drum roll. I'm gonna say, but we might have to contest that because I think you just said somebody's name wrong, but it was the right context and situation. I'm gonna give Joshi a chance to steal though. If Joshi can give me the correct answer here.
I don't think it was Harry that died. I'm pretty sure it was Armeo that goes down in this play.
Is that your answer? Final answer?
That's my answer.
Drum roll. That is not the answer I was looking for either.
Also not
So what had happened here is Armeo had been the one invading in the jungle.
this is a
Kenvi.
different
This was the second play that 100 Thieves just blow open the game because of this gold card hitting the Yasuo, who had wind-walled like every other gold card up until that moment. Armeo gets caught out, taking red buff. He runs away. Everyone from 100 Thieves collapse. They kill him and then take the mid turret.
Yeah.
I think you and I made the same mistake, Mark, with we thought that was a different tree on the map.
We thought that was the top quadrant of the jungle, but no, because you know what fooled us? It's the red trinket sweeper.
Yeah.
And made us think that it was the red buff.
See, 8-bit, man, it's a smaller screen. You don't get as much information around the map to know what's happening in the play.
There you go. All right,
we
well,
do still have
Josh gets
two
one of the-
16-bits. And Rafa, if you get both of these, you can tie him, but it is Rafa's turn. So, sorry, it is Joshi's turn.
Yeah, Josh's turn.
For this
All right,
one.
let's see if we can redeem ourselves. Let's get it going, King.
All right,
this first 16
let's
bit.
go. First 16-bit. We'll choose this one. What's the context of this picture?
What? Okay, this is. God, there's so many spicy picks.
I'm gonna give
Which
you a
one is
short
it?
timer for this one. 10.
This is when I'm gonna say this is when they locked in the Samira at the very
All
end.
right.
I think
All
when
right.
he's finally like, oh, they did
Drum
it.
roll.
They went for it.
And absolutely, that is when.
Yes, let's go.
I was a little late to clip the exact reaction, but this was the continuation of the reaction. This is still him reacting to the Samira, even though they've like changed the position. You can't even see it right now. I'll move it over for the stream here. They have already moved the 80 carry around, and Rafa's still reacting to it. I thought that was a great moment. I thought that was fantastic.
That's good. That's good.
I mean, the Samir was
appreciate it.
spicy. It's a shame that they didn't get to really play around it or empower it because of how they had the window and they just didn't really capitalize on it, and then 100 Thieves just took over.
But it
You
was
know
a cool,
what?
impactful moment.
For Pride, I know I already lost because I'm behind by 2 points, but I want to see the last
Yeah, I know.
16
We'll,
bit.
we'll roll the last one for you for sure. We'll still roll this one. So this, again, no context. Just tell me what is going on in this image. What is the context of this 16-bit?
Oh, it's Bradley. They're sacking up a wave. Bro.
Do you have it? 10 seconds on the clock.
Is this where
this one became harder throughout the
okay.
game? I will tell you. I'll give you a hint.
Okay. So I think this is where the initial botched dive happens because Bradley has this freeze, and so that allows Armeo to come in for a gank before Kenvi gets there, and that's where all the chaos ensues afterwards.
Drum roll. That's a terrible drum. I'm gonna stop doing that. It's so bad. That is not correct. Now Joshi, unfortunately, is a top lane main. So there is a hint in here that should tell you something big. Can you steal the point, Joshi?
I know where this is, right? This isn't the right, like this arc that you see, like the arrow points to where it actually is on the map, but I'm not sure what the significance of this actually was in the game. I actually don't know. I'm
well,
not
you already
sure.
win, so you don't have to answer. Do you just want? Do you want me to tell you, or do you want to take a random
Tell me
guess?
what it is. I know where it is, but I think. Wait. Is this when Bradley picks up the second tier turret?
Not tier 2, or not second tier turret. No, this was very early game.
Okay.
This moment is one that I grabbed early because I thought it was one of the more defining moments of the game. Turned out to not be. This is when 100 Thieves botched the early gameplay. Renekton roams mid, forces flash, Nidalee Sphere misses, they get nothing. And meanwhile, Bradley takes a full plate and pushes the wave in. But to 100 Thieves' credit, they come back, and like, Bradley had like a 30 CS lead after that, and it didn't matter. So that was absolutely insane. But Joshi.
Something top lane, irrelevant, doesn't matter.
Pretty much, exactly. Joshi, congratulations on winning round 2. Rafa, at least you picked up a round today.
Yeah. We're tied.
And yeah, I think you're about tied in points. If not, maybe Rafa's got like 1 point on you. But I'm here that we're getting ready for pick and ban for the final game of the day here on this stream. So I'm going to pass it back to the two of you to see the conclusion of this best of 2.
A spicy pixel perfect to capitalize and tell the story of a spicy first game of this series. And it delivered, right? I mean, my goodness. 100 Thieves and Team Liquid, we already talked about the history, the extensive games they've played. 3 best of 5s, semifinal in Academy Summer, winter semifinals in Proving Ground Summer, and then, of course, the grand finals of that same tournament. And it all resulted in just so many memorable matches, so many memorable moments. And 100 Thieves Academy coming off the top, coming out victorious in this first half. And it adds to the cred, right? But Team Liquid now probably going to come in with a different game plan.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do. Because I feel like the core concept of why they weren't able to win is because they let 100 Thieves dictate to them during all the micro interactions over the course of the game. And now, because they're staying on the same side, that's something that you can fix. You can just say, no, we're not going to let you dictate. We are going to be the ones who are here first. We are going to pressure. We are going to look to get the engages started for us. And I'm a little bit sad we never get to talk about the Zeri because it has been banned 4 games in a row, but I understand why this champion is absolutely nutty bonkers, and the only other champion that I'm a little bit surprised that we haven't seen at all is not, it could be seen in the top lane with Smite, but more realistically, I'm a little bit surprised I haven't seen any Janna played across the map. It's just really strong, even when it's not being abused on the other side. So, 100 Thieves looking to start off the game in a pretty different way this time, potentially, but I'm just still reeling from the first game in a lot of ways.
I'm in the same boat with you, man. That was... I think when we link back up with Mazel, Cubby, and Magical, at the end of the day, we're going to be like, yo, you got to go back and watch that game.
You got to watch
but
it.
honestly, the Evil Geniuses series as well was something kind of proud to look back on if you're an EG fan.
Yeah.
So we're pretty lucky to have such great games. Now, Team Liquid changing up the draft a bit. They're saying, all right, no more Nidalee. They don't necessarily feel pressured or threatened by the Twisted Fate and the Renekton follow-up, but it's what those two empower. And because it's just so signature with Nidalee, They're going to try to change up the composition style. And this time around, Team Liquid, no Yasuo, Diana prioritization. Immediately, the Aphelios Thresh for Yon and Rhino.
Yeah. And the big thing here is I'm a little bit sad that Team Liquid are going to be deviating, right? You only play that kind of Diana-Yasuo combination if you've been playing it in scrims and you've been practicing it a fair amount, because it is a very committal play style. And I feel like today they just kind of showed that maybe it wasn't quite ready and they'll have to drill it again a little bit, but this is a great time to continue putting yourself in these uncomfortable situations so that you're more comfortable playing in a variety of places. But for now, very different style of pick coming through, and instead of the Yasuo, it is a different counter pick to the Twisted Fate coming through for Harry. This is in isolation, again, not a great matchup for Sylas in the direct 1v1 because the early levels are just bullied around by Twisted Fate's range, but if you get some jungle attention, Sylas can be very, very scary for Twisted Fate just because they just need a little bit of crowd control in order to guarantee the full combo.
But at least he'll be able to grab the good old Destiny when he hits level 6 and has access to Hijack, and so he can match roam for roam power from Jimmian. And this is, alongside the Lee Sin, this was another melee champion that Harry truly excelled at during the summer of Academy last year and towards Proving Grounds as well. Trying to take away some other powerful options that Kenvi has to really completely take a game into his own hands, like the Lee Sin, whereas 100 Thieves, knowing that more than likely they're going to have to answer a counter pick from Bradley now that Sylas has already been locked in, trying to take away some powerful counter options.
Well, there's still plenty of picks left to go, and the Sylas is playable up in the top lane, something that we know Bradley could play, and the Gwen getting banned away from Gomsu this time around. Bradley not willing to go back to it, and I feel like he played his lane rather well, and so I'm curious what Bradley is going to be shifting to, because I felt like, this is going to be one of his better champions up in the top lane. The meta might be suiting him, but with that gone, it does mean that we are going to instead pivot our attention a little bit towards our Mayo and kind of figure out what it is that he is going to be looking to play, because I think of him as playing a lot of these supportive style of champions, right? The Sejuani is, because he got that pentakill on the champion, right? It's one of the first things that comes to mind.
Xin Zhao, Lee Sin, Jarvan gone, all three champions that have been kind of meta-defining. Viego has been something that not only, well, we haven't really seen our Mayo get much play experience on this champion, but it's something that Kenvi used a lot in their opening week of Academy just, 2 weeks ago. But this now opens up the floor for Kenvi to dig deep into a counter pick. And for anyone that remembers Challengers Uprising Season 1 in summer 2020, this was a pentakill champion from Kenvi on the Kindred in one of their banger matchups that they had during that first third week of play.
Yeah. Oh, and the Gragas too, man. That is a scary combination, because not only do you make all of your team impossible to kill, you remove that from your opponents by just knocking them out. So cool combination that 100 Thieves are currently threatening, and if they don't pick it up, I'm kind of imagining that Team Liquid would be doing so. So, 100 Thieves now with 4 ranged champions as opposed to the 4 melee champions that Team Liquid picked up the first time around. And their only real way of getting fights started are picks coming up from Jimmian or Gomsu on this Gragas finding his way into all of these engagements. And on Team Liquid, it doesn't look like they're going to necessarily have any great ways to get teamfights started. Instead, the Bradley is going to be going with the Gangplank this time around. They're going to be relatively unpunished by the Gragas, but will be having a lot of impact later on in the game. And the thing about Gangplank that is really, really strong is his ability to zone marksman out. You just drop the Cannon Barrage on them, and it makes it super easy to follow up with a barrel combo, and it makes Wixie's life very, very difficult to even participate in some of these upcoming fights. But we also said that last game, and Wixie had a great time anyway.
He was able to dodge out on a lot of engage windows that Team Liquid had. Apart from that one Moonfall Last Breath engage, they burned both of their sums and never got a chance to capitalize in on once again. But this change for Team Liquid really kind of aids into the fact that they don't have that much range outside of Yawn, and even then it's gun dependent, right? But for the rest of Team Liquid, they now can play zone control. They can try and put 100 Thieves in a situation where it's like, if you want to engage into us, you have to run into us. And running into things like just running into Aphelios is always a very scary prospect. depending on which gun setups he has, but running into cannon barrage, running into box, running into potential barrel combos. The only thing that 100 Thieves can really rely on to survive all that burst and for the resets to come in from Armeo is the Lamb's Respite. So if Kenvi is never forced out initially on those, then this can be a way for 100 Thieves to once again play through the facilitation of Jimmy and Twisted Fate, get Kenvi ahead, and then that's how you get through the early game.
Yeah, this is going to be a very different style of game, right? Game 1 was the Kenvi show. And, you know, we had spent a decent amount of time talking about the Zoomer energy that's coming out in the bottom lane between Wixie and Busio. And this is going to be a very different style coming through. And I'm hoping we're going to have an opportunity for them to showcase why it is that Busio has been one of the most lauded new players this time around. And on this Karma, I think he's going to be able to create a lot of space for Wixie, but not necessarily going to have the same kind of kill pressure as a lot of other engaged supports would be. It's kind of a quieter meta where enchanters can really have to make themselves look good with good positioning.
We're on to the Rift for not only the last game of the series, but also last game of the stream here, as we're only getting 2 series over here on the Face It stream. But even if for those that are solely on this stream, make sure you tune in over to twitch.tv/academy. In fact, you should be dual watching streams. You should be catching up with both.
Dual wielding.
Yeah, dual wielding them. You know, make use of those 2 monitors if you got them at home. Or if you don't, if you only have 1 monitor, pull up another game on your phone. Everyone's got a smartphone. Everyone's got potentially a tablet. Support Academy. Support these players.
I got a, you know, very brief aside. Concept has Imperial Mandate on Singed.
What?
I'm not sure if it's good, but I will let you know that I hate it.
I wonder if he took the support top lane mentality literally, because he's not running Smite.
Well, somebody in Twitch chat can let us know, right? Make sure you watch both of them. There's still a lot of great gameplay going on both streams. Now, we got to turn our eyes back to 100 Thieves versus Team Liquid. It is a grudge match. Remember, they were 8-7 before today started.
Oh, great play from Rhino, dodging out on the inner mantra. It's going to be forcing out Wixie.
I actually wonder if there's an opportunity there for Yon to flash forward, right? Because there's no heal on Wixie, right? There's no way for them to prevent the damage that's going to be coming through. But Bradley is going to be creating some space. And again, notice that Gamsu struggling in this first wave, as to be expected in Gragas versus the Gangplank. And we saw something similar to this in Surdy versus Viper in Game 1, where Viper struggled to get some early CS, and it ended up being a win for Evil Geniuses. I don't think it's as dire here, but Gangplank finding easy lanes is always super scary because of how much extra gold he generates regardless of whether he's winning or losing.
And the Grasp and the Dying Procs paired with the Parlay so
Kenvi.
useless, but now they're going to try to force a flash out of Yon. He still has heal, but the Ignite is ticking down. Not going to be enough. That's first blood for 100 Thieves. They clean up too.
Okay, Kenvi coming in for a very, very clean fight. Just great ability to walk around the vision and make sure that he doesn't go down. Armeo potentially looking to catch him out in rotation. Not going to be able to do that. Do they spot him? Does Kenvi know he's here?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, they know now.
Is this a... Well, Jimmian, he's going to have to be in a difficult situation here. Kenvi, can he save him? And it's actually a lot of damage that comes out, forcing Armeo to flash away. Harry also taking a bit of damage from these auto attacks. Kenvi somehow saving Jimmy and not even needing to burn the flash, but Bradley has rotated on over as well. He's hiding a barrel here. Can get some burst damage down onto Kenvi. The burn from the trial by fire might set up for Armeo to follow up, but he has no flash, so he can't find Kenvi. He flashes away to safety. No. Now Gamsu is here as well. Rhino trying to find a flay onto Busio. Remember, no flash from Busio from before. Jimmy finds the gold card onto Bradley. No oranges to save him. Rhino's able to pick up Busio, but Bradley will go down to Kenvi, and they still have this mark on Armeo, looking for one onto the crab. A gold card flash. Gamsu trying to look for the body slam, finds it on Armeo. Can he get it down? Oh, the shield comes out from Rhino, the Dark Passions. It saves him, and Armeo gets HP from the reset as well. 100 Thieves tried to gamble for it, but Team Liquid flip out on top.
What an absolutely insane game. I was saying that last game was going to be our bloodbath. We already have 6 kills at 4 minutes into this game, and oh my god, Mark, as a top laner, I am crying if I am Gamsu. I am now going, I didn't get a kill, and I'm going to get Frozen on my wave is pushing out, and Bradley gets to build another experience lead. Oh my god, the Sheen is completed. There is so much that is going wrong right now for 100 Thieves in the top
Harry
side.
getting a brutally trade on a Jimmian as well. Massive HP lead. Still has some refillable pots. Jimmian's going to have to chew through his corrupting potions. Yeah, during all that time, because Rhino roamed first before Busio got there, it gave Wixie some time to farm this lane, and now they have a little bit of distance for Yon to work with. Remember, no flash, a lot of poke following up, traps into Zap. That is a lot of damage, but here comes Rhino. Wixie took a couple turret shots for that. Can Yon answer back? He's trying to keep distance. Cleanse comes out. They have to move forward. There's no way out of this one, but it's Team Liquid. They'll be able to prevail. Wixie goes down, and Busio is not going to be able to have enough damage to answer back. Yon and Rhino should be able to clean up this last one. It's going to be a last auto attack.
That's 4 kills for Rhino. 4 kills! He has 100% KP, and 80% of those are currently going on to the support Thresh. He's going to have so much more money than would be expected, but crucially, once again, look at the CS differences that are starting to build up for Team Liquid. 21 in the top lane, 16 in the bottom lane, and so much of this wave is going to get denied from Wixie and Busio. Busio is going to be missing out on a ton of EXP, but Gamsu desperately needs help in order to try and make sure that this actually gets underneath the turret, because Bradley just every single time that Q is up, going to go back and chunk him. But gotta give a bit more praise to Rhino. Mark, this guy has been looking so good. His early purchase of the mobility boots allows him to go mid lane and make sure that Harry's doing okay. And then he's like, okay, all right, well, you're good. I'm going to go bottom lane now at the speed of sound, looking a bit like Sonic, and able to find 2 more kills for Team Liquid.
Rhino now fishing potentially for a hook here. Armeo is going to come in line with the Dark Passage, knowing that Jimmy doesn't have flash from before. Gold card doesn't even get a chance to be used because the chain CC from Team Liquid gives Jimmy no chance.
Haha, chain CC. Get it? Because Thresh and Silas. Haha.
Damn, you got it.
I got you. And, I mean, the crazy thing, he's also got the Glacial Augment, right? It's impossible for Jimmy to move. It's impossible to miss that hook unless Jimmy has flash. So, crazy stuff coming through from Rhino so far. I wasn't expecting him to have this good of a game, but, you know, game 1 was a Kenvi show. Game 2 starting to look like the Rhino show a little bit, moving around. And again, the mobility boots allow him to transfer between lanes so quickly this early on. And Busio now needs to be scared of another hook landing.
He's got a decent amount of durability stats as well. Kenvi gonna try to look for an opportunity on Bradley, but he still has flash, and he can always look to use oranges to cleanse any damage out, flashing away from the explosive cask. It's now Summer Dispelled down, and Bradley's got quite a bit of a wave to work against. Kenvi stay.
It's going to be A-okay, right? Gamsu doesn't have a whole lot of mana, won't be able to do a whole lot. This wave will eventually push back towards Bradley, so Bradley's not worried about getting frozen on whatsoever. But Kenvi being seen up in the top side, not going to be responded to on the other half of the map. Actually, are Yon and Rhino going to be doing this without their jungler? Yeah, it looks like they're pulling aggro.
Whoa, that's bold. I don't know if that will actually work, because Busio is roaming over to the Dragon Pit, but at least this will pull attention away. Oh my god, they're going to sneak it. They're going to get both objectives.
They're getting both objectives. What? That's crazy. Coming through, Team Liquid willing to get everything on the map at the same time. And look at that, 100 Thieves. You gotta be so surprised as 100 Thieves, and they're like, okay, they do Dragon. Maybe we can go for a Rift Roll play in like 30 seconds, right? Give us a second to set things up, and it's like, oh, that's dead too? What are you supposed to do afterwards? There's nothing for you to play for. It's just ganks, and Yon and Rhino going to be relatively healthy as they go back into the lane. So Kenvi, I mean, he had a good gank to start off the game for 100 Thieves. I wonder if he can repeat the process now that we are once again looking towards this side.
A couple things to note here, Josh, as Kenvi is setting up here onto the bottom side of the map. This might be a solo kill from Harry. Gold card under the tower. Chain Lash. He flashes in forward. He might go down. Ignite will tick down, and it's a shutdown traded back and forth. A lot of damage going on to Yon and Rhino, but I don't think they know that Armeo is lying in the weights. Moonlight Vigil connects. Wixie goes down, and Busio can't do anything to save his bot laner.
Crazy. Kenvi looking to come back at the same time, but this kill, absolutely pivotal time for Harry. He's able to prevent Jimmy from walking down, but Kenvi announcing his presence a little bit means that Armeo will be all right. But again, another play, another kill coming out for Team Liquid on the bottom side of the map. Jan and Rhino looking to say that, hey, we might be a little bit older than you guys, but that Zoomer energy, clearly not enough.
And one of the things I wanted to point towards is that as this gold advantage is increasing for Team Liquid, the one thing that 100 Thieves were able to get was, you know, the early 2 kills for Kenvi, and it's a 600 gold lead. But the unfortunate thing for 100 Thieves and Kenvi especially is that the 2 marks that he was looking for... Oh, no. Don't tell me they're going to do it to him again. Busio's here to protect him. As we were saying before, if we can get a chance to see Kenvi's current stacks on Kindred right now, I'm pretty sure he just got his first one. Yeah, it was off of that bottom crab that just spawned. He hasn't had a chance to find any of the Scuttle Crab marks because that top fight ended in disaster. Yes, he gets out, but he doesn't get the claim onto Armeo either. Harry looks like he's popping the Destiny that he hijacked from Jimmy just to get vision. Not going to look for a play.
Yeah. It had to have been running out, right? You just got to press it in order to make sure that you have some time. And he goes in. Look at that damage that he's able to put out.
Kenvi is not anywhere near to pop the Lamb's Respite. He's booking it towards the top side of the map, knowing that Bradley doesn't have flash from before, trying to punish this window, but Armeo is in pursuit.
Here.
He's going to be able to show up. Cannon Barrage turns around. Nice damage from the barrel.
No flash.
And the Heartbreaker is going to come in. Oh, Gamsu tried to flash into the Lamb's Respite, but it's too late. The death still comes through. He doesn't get revived. And in fact, it's Armeo who pops out as Gamsu's body, but Rhino might be locked down here. Jimmy going for the Destiny play will be able to get a huge shutdown, and it goes over to the pockets of Wixie.
Crazy. The kill on the Thresh giving 700 gold immediately over to Wixie. And play meant by counterplay. Team Liquid going to get 3 plates off of this. I'm a little bit surprised they're not dropping the Herald as well in order to cement Bradley's lead. But absolutely crazy play on both sides. I really want to see a replay of that because Gamsu died on top of the Lamb's Respite, right? I'm curious what actually happened, what the interaction was, because it looked like he should have been able to survive. But Harry going in for Jimmy.
Kenvi doesn't have Lamb's Respite anymore, so this could be a kill opportunity on the Jimmy. But Harry has his own Lamb's Respite. Will be able to survive the counterattack. Flash gold card?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I respect the attempt. Rhino finding Busio.
Not quite. Rhino might be... Okay, he's out.
Yes. Okay, good damage coming across, but Gale Force completed it once again onto the Fearless relatively early, and red-white coming through for Jan, able to get a little bit of vision and going to be making sure that he will survive after grabbing another play. So gold lead holding pretty steady. The hook lands.
Death sentence, but Jan can't necessarily follow up on it. Looks like Armeo's timer ran out on the Rift Herald, so it immediately spawns on the bot side of the map. Kenvi will answer. It's going to be a 3-on-3. Super Mega Death Rocket and Moonlight Vigil available. Armeo does not have access to Heartbreaker. Rift Herald will crash, get some gold into the pockets of Jan and Armeo respectively, but no first brick will be claimed.
Okay, neither side going to be sticking around for the Dragon. They're both going to be recalling, and that does mean that all that gold that was just picked up by Team Liquid should be spent before the Dragon actually spawns. But no, Jan and Rhino choosing to sticking around. All the money that they just grabbed is not going to be converted into items for this upcoming fight, but they are going to be able to grab this first turret for themselves, getting themselves even more money, and to them that might be worthwhile to not have the same kind of power for the upcoming
An extra 800 gold to the entire squad of Team Liquid. They already secured the first Dragon, so if they are content with giving it up, but no one from 100 Thieves can really challenge the Dragon take. Jimmy's taken so much damage. Harry might just go in with the flash. Kingslayer takes him down.
That's what we were saying, right? Like, this matchup can be really good for Twisted Fate in isolation, but as soon as Silas starts getting a lead, absolutely miserable. There's not a whole lot you can do, and Harry's able to display exactly why he's willing to play this Silas into Jimmy's TF, finding a solo kill, and a far cry so far from the first game. Jimmy deathless, from what I remember.
Yeah.
At least he didn't die hardly at all. Maybe one death in game 1. Not able to recreate that thus far in the game as Harry starting to take control, and on the Silas he has lots of tools to actually play with him.
I would dare say that it's almost been a reversal of KDAs across the board, because Harry and Armeo did not have the prettiest of KDA counters, but this time around, a clean 0-0-4 for Armeo and a 4-1-2 for Harry. He's the one that's in control this time around. Kenvi does have the mark on Bradley. Can't look for another mark quite yet, as Armeo and Rhino protecting this top side of the map, making sure that Bradley can farm undetected. And the Rift Herald will be coming up here. 100 Thieves. I don't know if they can necessarily contest for this.
All 10 members are here, though. Excuse me, 9 members. But Jimian on the other side of the map won't be able to participate, and so this will be another objective going in favor of Team Liquid. I'm a little bit surprised that objective bounties haven't started spawning just quite yet, but Harry needs to be careful, doesn't have his flash available.
Lamb's Respite is available for the dive as well. Jimian is here onto the bottom side already.
Gosh,
he might be forced to pop the Lamb's Respite, but they're dancing it out. Oh no, the Cannon Barrage catches him off guard with the damage. They get the shutdown on Harry and feed it over to Wixie, though. So 100 Thieves might have to be content with that.
Another shutdown going into Wixie's hands. That's a lot of money that this Jinx is picking up, despite the fact that they are down pretty far in CS, and they don't have as many kills as we might have previously expected in order for them to have this amount of gold. Wixie constantly in the right place at the right time, but as multiple turrets going to be going down for Team Liquid, they will maintain a significant gold lead, 4,000 at 16 minutes, and with 2 dragons already in their name, they are well on their way to turning this into another drawn series between these two teams. Remember, 8-7 beginning of the day. It is currently 9-7 after that. And if we can get another win for Team Liquid, 9-8.
Bro, look at the gold lead from Bradley in the top lane right now. It's almost
crazy.
It's more than 2,000. It is.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
2.5. Just marvel in it. Bask in the glow.
I mean, Gangplank mains are frothing at the mouth right now. Just seeing all this gold being poured into this pirate. And not only just the extra gold that you get from his passive farming with Parlay, but also taking some Krugs as well, and picking up the first shutdown onto Kenvith with that cross-map Cannon Barrage play. I imagine that... Wait, what is this building into? Serrated Dirk Caulfields, is he building... that Duskblade that's coming out?
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
Yep. I mean, that's pretty standard.
Or Prowess Call. Prowess Call. That's right. That's right. Okay.
They're both good. Okay. Team Liquid rushing super fast. Coming down, but not able to find Jimian on his way out. He has the ghost. He has the flash.
Old card stuns up Armeo. Can he find the stun? Not quite. Harry can't be in range with the Abscon Abduct. No flash available to guarantee it either. Cannon Barrage trying to clear out this wave from Gomsu on the top side of the map. Can't answer back.
So damage just being traded as they kind of jockey for position. Lots of movement around the map. And 1 minute. The teamfight timer is starting to count down. We are getting close to an opportunity for Team Liquid to again pressure for another dragon. It's looking a little similar to what we were seeing in EG earlier today, where they're just able to constantly pressure TSM off of the dragons and consistently stack them up for themselves. But look at this. Is this a 3rd mark coming up for Kenvy? That's 3.
All right, 1 more. And then he gets to feel like a real champion again, getting that extra 75 bonus range.
I mean, I feel like Kenvy's always a real boy. A real lad.
Yeah, but he's not made out of wood, so I don't know if the analogy applies as the same. Rhino?
No comment.
God.
Okay, he's got an explosive gas.
Well, Team Liquid are pushing for a fight potentially as they wrestle for vision control in this bottom river. The 3rd dragon of the game is spawning in just 3 seconds, and right now Team Liquid have control of the entrance points.
Yeah. Ooh, Hook barely goes wide. Watch Jimian, though. He still has the Destiny Gate. Opens up so he can see everybody. Harry's a little bit separated, but damage going on to Kenvy in the barrel. Oh.
This is Tank Groggus, by the way, with the Turbo Chem Tank. And he took that much damage from Bradley. Just imagine if it hits a squishy like Jimian or Wixie, who don't have armor.
Oh.
Explosive cast comes out that Harry hijacked and immediately forces the hand of 100 Thieves to scatter away, and they will no longer contest the dragon. That's going to be soul point for Team Liquid.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. The amount of damage they were able to put down, even though they don't find any kills, Team Liquid showing that they are able to create pressure. And honestly, that's kind of what I like to see from teams. 100 Thieves are like, can we do this? Can we do this? Team Liquid go for something that's not necessarily going to result in a kill, but is good enough to force their opponents to leave. And that's that's the mark of a good team from both sides, where 100 Thieves are like, yeah, okay, we believe you. You can have this dragon. We'll be back. We'll see you in 4 minutes, where we might be able to try again.
The rest of Team Liquid as well. This gold lead hasn't necessarily ballooned quite yet. It's just been maintained at this steady 4,000 for the past few minutes, but it has translated well into objective control, into more turrets being taken down. All outer turrets have been destroyed. And so Team Liquid, whenever they are traveling in a numbers advantage, they can easily just take control of any quadrant of the map. And right now, it's not necessarily in their favor, but once Rhino refreshes on wards, he moves with Armeo and Yon, and they will surely be looking to control the top half of the map.
As you said, as the Baron becomes more important, we also have to note that Team Liquid do it rather quickly. They have Viego, Aphelios, and
huge.
The Gangplank. Oh, 4. All right, he finally has the range of a normal champion.
575,
I mean,
baby.
Yeah. I feel like it's a little bit overrated when we talk about like the stack so much, but the range is nice, but your damage comes so much from your E anyway, and you want to be kind of on top of most characters that you're going to be doing. And there's nobody here that you're really kiting super heavily where the range becomes extra helpful. But with that said, Kenvi trying to find Yon, not going to be able to get it with the Dark Passage, creating space. And one of the big problems that we're going to be quickly seeing soon here, Mark, is Twisted Fate, I don't think can realistically lane against either Sylas or Gangplank.
And it's a Lichbane rush from Jimmy, and so he doesn't have the armor to survive from Bradley. Oh, God, Kenvi. Lamb's Respite will come down. Can he get out, though? That is the question. A lot of damage being answered in response on the Harmail. Double flash out for both the junglers. Huge Mantra shield from the Inspire of Busio will keep Kenvi alive. Harry's looking on the flank, but he has to deal with the gold card from Jimmy as well as Wixie. Death Sentence will not connect. It's a barrel. Gamsu flashing over the wall, tries to look for Rhino, but he pops the stopwatch. Is going to buy some time. He's able to flash away into the choke point that 100 Thieves can no longer contest.
Okay, we're going to have to look again at the last game where we were saying it was pretty close. Like the gold lead was close enough for Team Liquid to bring it back, and I think we're seeing a similar thing here. Team Liquid are not so far ahead that they can just get away with anything they want. Not all fights are winning just quite yet. So 100 Thieves, we saw Gamsu trying to find something, and we said at the top of the series, 100 Thieves find their wins when Gamsu is getting involved. That was the first time he's really been there to affect the outcome of a fight, and it was so close to being a landslide victory for 100 Thieves. That first reset would allow Wixie to just roll over the rest of Team Liquid.
Still, somehow a 4,000 gold lead, despite all actions that just occurred, because no one went down. And we're now approaching Soul Point in the next minute and a half, trying to keep track of what 100 Thieves can do to better prepare themselves for it. Because it's a Cloud Soul once again, and the movement speed, may not always be something that you long for, but on champions like Viego and Sylas and Gangplank, it gives them much more utility to be able to skirt out and dodge away from game-changing explosive casks from Gamsu that pelts them into the waiting arms of 100 Thieves, and being able to actually pursue them after the initial engage.
Yeah, and while we have a little bit of downtime, Mark, I want to take a little bit of time to kind of check back on some things we were saying earlier on, right? We were saying that Bradley was likely going to have some difficulty into Gamsu today, but he's had 2 good matchups and has looked pretty good in both of them so far, at least in isolation. However, as we see them starting to come together, Bradley is also going to be one of their biggest tools to actually create space for themselves, right? Watch the barrels that he's able to throw out. Watch where he throws the cannon barrage. His barrels are going to be super pivotal towards allowing Team Liquid to even get into the river.
100 Thieves, though, are able to wrestle
around.
control.
Let's go.
And now that they're not quite into the pit, but they're in the first part entrance of the river. Jimmy catching this wave, making sure that it will crash into the mid turret, giving 100 Thieves way to maybe pivot back over. But this is Soul Point. They don't want to necessarily give this up. Cannon barrage is available. Watch for Wixie. He has flash available, so he can dash away from an engage from Harry, looking for an explosive cast. 3,000 HP on the Dragon. Death Sentence from Rhino's going to keep Ken V. He goes in, he steals the Dragon! Will deny Cloud Soul, pops the Lamb's Respite, can he get over the wall? But he will not survive the Moonlight Vigil and the auto attacks from Yawn. Wixie trying to flash forward, will find Armeo, who took the life of Ken V, though. And Team Liquid now both teams down without a jungler.
I really like the play coming through from Team Liquid to run around and make sure that they could get position onto the Dragon. But we do have a replay that we're going to be jumping into real quick to actually jump into it. But so far, 100 Thieves, as we said, they are not so far behind the game that they are out of it. They are still able to go for some of these fights, and as long as they are controlling some of the choke points, Team Liquid don't have a lot of ways to get fights started. But Team Liquid, and remember, Kenvy's ultimate can actually stop the Dragon from dying, and so he gets to play a mind game where even though he's caught up here and we see Team Liquid looking to potentially try and burn it, they don't full commit with the rest of the team. Harry actually going for an opportunity to try and start the fight, but Kenvy, his eyes are on the prize. He knows what he's about. He tries to find, and Team Liquid trying to find a way into this fight.
Back to live. Jimmy went down to a pick from Harry and Bradley. Oh, Gomsu trying to look for the body slam flash and explosive cask. But Harry was able to dodge out on it and be on the safe end of the cask range. And because so many members committed from 100 Thieves to the bottom side of the map, Yana and May are going to try to burn down this Baron.
Okay, they do this rather quickly, but Kenvy, he just stole one objective. He might be able to steal another. There's no teleport from Bradley, but he has a Cannon Barrage.
He has Smite available, but he doesn't have Lamb's Respite, and Harry is doing a great job of keeping him out and away from the pit. Cannon Barrage, zoning away multiple members of 100 Thieves. Gomsu's the only one that can safely face check, but no one can get in range. That's going to be Baron secured by Team Liquid.
Great play from Team Liquid coming in once again, creating space to make sure there was no possibility for Kenvy to go for a steal. But hey, he's going to get another stack, bringing himself up to 6. Harry, to see if he can find his way there, but instead, just going to be moving with the rest of his team. Armeo able to even up the counter jungling on the rest of the map. And why is there a Kindred stack on Kenvy's Wolves?
Well, Armeo took possession of Kenvy at one point, but I didn't realize that it would just stick there until it was taken.
That's funny. I wonder if Armeo was able to pick that up, like if that's a thing that he can like stack up.
We won't find out because Wixie will deny the mark away from Armeo. That would have been bonkers.
Okay, Harry.
Hold up. Harry has Sonya's Hourglass available. Looks for the Upscon Abduct. Doesn't find the root of the Everfrost. It's a lot of damage that goes down on the Kenvy. Tries to go back in with the Kingslayer. Can he find the return? No, he cannot. Kenvy will survive.
Slightly mistimed it, ends up going a little bit early, not able to actually find the execute on to Kenvy, but the rest of the team, very happy. Hey, remember how Wixie is actually super fed this game?
Yeah.
Right? He's gotten a lot of shutdowns. He has 5 kills. The problem with playing AD carries is you don't have a lot of say over when fights are actually happening. And so it's super, super chaotic. 6,000 gold lead still in favor of Team Liquid. But the Zoomer energy creating a lot of space to potentially find a team fight win for 100 Thieves. I still don't know if this 6,000 gold lead is enough for Team Liquid to comfortably end the game. They still need to find a favorable team fight, but without the tools to necessarily get these fights started, we're looking at Bradley to zone people out. We're looking at Rhino to find some clutch hooks. Maybe Armeo or Harry can find a crazy flank, but they have to find something a little bit more imaginative than just running 100 Thieves.
Right now, Team Liquid is setting up for Soul Point once again by wrestling control of vision in this bottom quadrant. Without Lamb's Respite, Kenvy can't really stick around and chance for a play just to linger around and maintain some vision.
1,300.
Yeah. No, it's Yawn.
Okay.
Gonna be able to take this turret with relative ease. Recalls are coming out for Bradley. Oh, I was about to say it. I wonder if he has Infinity Edge completed.
There it is.
This is the state where Gangplank barrels just do ludicrous amounts of damage. Yeah, this will one-shot Wixie, or at least be really damn close to it.
That death sentence was close, just a little bit short, but yeah, watch Bradley. Bradley's going to be the person on Team Liquid who will make or break this game.
1590 crit on a minion. Wixie, how much health does he have? He has about 1600 health. That's almost his entire HP bar. Assuming this is enough lethality from the Prowler's Claw and the passive to just ignore all of the armor that Wixie has from his base stats. Jimmy's gonna pop the Destiny gain vision of everyone. Can Jimmian look for a flank? Is it even safe for him to go on the flank? Because Harry has explosive cast.
Kenvi.
Barrage. Kenvi's in there, but he has the flash immediately away. He
got it
denies
again!
the dragon again! Team Liquid will not get soul point today, it seems like, or at least for the next 5 minutes. But 100 Thieves, they have to survive and get out because they don't want to give any more further advantages to the side of Team Liquid. And because there's no crowd control available,
they can't stop him. Oh, they got him!
Oh my god, they managed to kill him in any way!
A Prowler's Claw coming through, the damage Amp provides ends up being enough to kill him, and that's 2 members dead. Are 100 Thieves going to be able to defend anything? Will Team Liquid even have the time to try and break the base? Once you get that first inhibitor, the others are so much easier to take down. Team Liquid, a couple of smites going in favor of Kenvi, but giving over his life might not have been worth it.
And because the death timers are staggered for both Kenvi and Gamsu, yeah, Kenvi will come back up, but there will be no front line to provide for him to walk up. Inhibitor turret will be taken. But it's going to be enough. The defense from 100 Thieves will be able to ward off Team Liquid from getting any more.
Crazy stuff. Kenvi putting this game on his back, making sure that Team Liquid aren't able to actually find any of these real team fight wins. Even with those 2 kills they were able to pick up, it doesn't result in more than just the inhibitor turret. So, guess what, Mark? We're doing the same thing on the other side of the map. Did we say that these 2 teams were close? Yeah, I think we've said it a couple times. These 2 teams are so damn close, and there's so much history between these 2 teams. Nobody willing to just let the other team win. And so, Team Liquid, we'll see if they can find their opportunity. And Bradley, we keep pinning him up as the person who needs to make the play, and that remains true. He hasn't quite found the barrel that he needs just quite yet, but he only needs to find one.
At this point in the game with the death timer so long, 32 minutes, it's at least 35, 40 seconds on one person going down. You find that one barrel chain combo and Lamb's Respite isn't available to save somebody like Wixie or Kenvi from just getting absolutely obliterated. That could be the window for Team Liquid to finally close out this game. But the fact that they've had a 7,000 gold lead, Jimmian, it's a flash immediately from Harry, dodging out of the zap. No more opportunity available, but that's a summoner spell down.
Flash being used by Harry, less backline access, less safety. Still has the Zonya's Hourglass, though, once he actually goes in for a fight. And I want to check in on a couple other members of Team Liquid that we haven't talked about in a while. Remember, Harry and Rhino both started the game with 4 kills. Rhino hasn't necessarily been finding the hooks as recently. With all the gold that he was able to pick up, he also has an extra Mikhail's Crucible. Keep people alive from the gold cards, and the game becomes tense as we are ignoring the dragons for a little bit, but Bradley has complete control of his area for these big barrels. The triple barrel, not landing.
Armeo was also trying to look for a cheeky play on the Jimmian, hiding himself in the fog. Jimmian moving forward with a gold card, zap. Some poke coming out onto Harry, but as soon as he gets in range of someone, he can just lifesteal it back up with Kingslayer. But the poke is enough, and 100 Thieves have the inside track with this minion wave. They might get enough damage down to take it down. Team Liquid.
Armeo on the back.
Harry potentially looking for a flank here. Objective Bounty will go over to them. Moonlight Vigil going to get some poke down. Explosive Cast comes out as well, but no real pick will be found for Team Liquid. And somehow 100 Thieves are just keeping themselves in this game, despite the deficit, despite the fact that objective bounties even exist.
It's crazy, right? This is the issue and why I talk about it so much. If you don't have a primary engage, an obvious go button, it is so hard for teams to force some of these objectives. And now, Team Liquid, they're going to be hitting. They sense that 100 Thieves aren't here, and they do this so
6K,
quickly. Can we go for a
3K,
steal?
2K.
He doesn't even have time.
Team Liquid just burned down Baron before they even get a chance. Gamsu trying to flash forward. Can he catch out Armeo? Bradley looking for a barrel. Oh, but where's the barrel going? Okay, he kills Gamsu. Lamb's Respite has also been used, and Bradley finds the double kill. This might be the opportunity for Team Liquid to close out this game. There's only 3 members available from 100 Thieves. They have to kite this one out. Harry trying to look for the ups, going up duck. Harry finds the root as well alongside Armeo. He has Lamb's Respite to keep himself alive. Busio has been routed off. It's only 2 members left from 100 Thieves, and they're going to have to defend against 5, but I don't know how they can.
I thought the barrel was going to be on one of the squishy members, but it was on Gamsu. They blow up the tank. The Arbor Shred is there, and Team Liquid now 5 strong against just Jimin and Wixie. He needs more Zuber energy than we've seen so far this game. Wixie, if he finds the first kill, can reset on everybody. But finding that first kill is so
12
hard.
seconds on Kenvi, 16 on Busio, 6 on Gamsu. Team Liquid are trying to pelt down these Nexus turrets as fast as they can.
5 seconds
Jimmy
on
and
Kenvi.
Wixie, you might have to just step up and give your lives for it, but that's a lot of poke from Wixie. Rockets are super huge. Harry going in. Jimmy will be able to flash backwards. Gamsu's in. Kenvi, can he follow up on the damage? Gamsu goes down once again. No one will fall from Team Liquid, and Nexus is in their range. Gold card will land onto Armeo, who's on Gamsu right now.
Oh, he got him! He got him!
Finds the killing blow with Moonlight Vigil. 200 years will clips them once again, and Team Liquid will even the odds and make sure that they tie up the series against 100 Thieves.
Oh my god, Mark. I said this was my match to watch, and boy did it deliver. Game 1, an absolute slaughter from Kenvi. The Game 2, much closer. So much tension between these two teams because Team Liquid went back to the slow style that got them so many of their wins against 100 Thieves in the first place. And it was a great showing from both teams. Both teams can walk away from this series with their heads held high and just know there's still lots to work on. There's still lots to learn, but every single person looked good at different points throughout this series. Everybody should be looking at this and saying, yeah, we're ready. We're here to learn. We're here to keep improving. And if this is what my competition looks like, I'm really excited that I'm going to be able to play against these guys again in the future.
You know what was so spooky for me, Josh? And it almost gave me chills. That moment from Jan flashing forward with the Moonlight Vigil was...
I was scared.
Well, not only that, but that was very eerily similar to the game-winning fight that Jan had back on 100 Thieves Next in 2020. It was a big league, like week 2, week 3 game against Maryville University, and I just remember Jan being on Aphelios, backs against the wall, and he finds the window and just destroying people with the Moonlight Vigil, and it was just, oh man. With all the tension built up around members like Bradley on the gangplank trying to find the barrels, Armeo and Harry having a much better game than game 1, we almost, and of course Rhino popping off early with the Thresh, we kind of forgot about Jan for a second, and it's Jan that is the one that finally closes out what could have been a standstill, because even though they found that pick on the Gomson the Baron, it was still a formidable defense from 100 Thieves before Jan finally found the angle.
Yeah, when the straw finally breaks the camel's back, it is in fact Jan stepping up with the aggression that we don't always think of him as displaying that ends up winning them the second half of the series. We end up going to a 1-1, and it is a great showing from both teams.
Well, we're definitely going to have to find time to cool down after that one, but for all of our audience, we got to make sure that you guys are tuning in and sticking around, because we have Kangas on standby after this break with an interview with one of the Team Liquid players. Stick around.